Welcome back to another video, folks. Today I want to share with you some half-tracks that I've been working on. These are the support half-tracks that will allow me to actually field proper Panzer Grenadier formations. Previously I've kind of just had Panzer Grenadier platoons because I've never got around to painting up the mortar half-tracks and the Stummels, or possibly even the flame half-tracks. So you can see here I have two very different looking camouflage or absence of camouflage. I've got the plain Dunkelgelb for mid-war on the Cs, and then we've got three-tone on the Ds for late war. Now the Ds I have painted to match my late war half-tracks. It's not the style I would use to paint late war now, but I didn't want them to look too different. I actually gave these guys a heavy filter. I don't use filters anymore, but these guys I used a heavy filter, and instead of using a dark, almost black colour for the pin wash as I did on the dark yellow guys, they've been washed in brown, like with a brown enamel wash. So they're really quite different. I'll get one over for a look. So they're a bit darker than I would paint a late war camo now, but they're still fine, and they'll certainly fit in with the existing forces. I've added an extra crew member here and there. I've got a command figure here. I got a set of plastic mid-war, there they are, half-tracks recently, and they actually had metal crew with them, which was a nice surprise, as I think they should be plastic. They maybe didn't have any available at the time, but there were some extra figures including commanders, which has allowed me to put a command figure in the command vehicle of all the various types, except the flamers. So these guys have got a commander, these have got a commander, and a commander. Also of note is these are old flame half-tracks. I haven't seen the new ones. I'm kind of thinking the new ones are still resin and metal, in which case they're probably resculpts. But these actually came with no crew on the flamers. Well, I'm actually going to put a little bit of a black wash with some pigments around the end of these for a bit of smoke damage. So they came without crews for the flamers. They only had like an MG gunner and a couple of seated crew with Panzerfaust, which isn't very mid-war, to be honest. But it's amazing what I've got lying around in my bits box, because I had 4 flamer crew, which were quickly painted up and added to these. They look better with the flamer crews in, except in a couple of circumstances where I have scratch built empty flamers, you know, where the crew are not manning them, just for a little something different, like on objectives and such likes. But these look better with the crew manning the flamers. So I've also got some mid-war Stummels, and as you can see the camo scheme is really quite simple. The light's probably a bit too bright in here, folks. I'm sorry, I'm having a very bad Scottish summer. It's partly what it is. We've had nothing but mist for the last couple of days, so lighting's a bit off, but there's modulation on these. They've been painted with Tamiya, starting with dark yellow, and then next would be dark yellow and buff, and then just buff. And that gives a modulated look that isn't too extreme, and weathers down quite nice. So you've got just basically one colour, but they look quite cool, and they help show up the crew as well because they are just one colour. These guys, by the way, the base colour was a mixture of Tamiya and buff, Tamiya dark yellow and buff, then Tamiya dark green, and red-brown. And then filtered and washed as described. So I've got 4 Stummels, 2 mortar half-tracks. I'd like another couple of mortar half-tracks for late war. Once I've got these guys finished, I will have 4 Stummels and 4 mortar half-tracks for mid-war. And because it's a box of 5, I had this spare one, and I thought, what the hell am I going to do with this? Originally, I had them as an extra mortar half-track, but then I had this idea of making it a sort of forward air control or communications half-track, similar to what I've seen elsewhere and in some photographs. So we've got the antenna, which is kind of looking a bit like a shopping trolley dragged out of a river at the moment, but it'll do. It was a learning experience, and I kind of just stuck it together when I had a few spare moments. It wasn't very much of a planned project. You can see where the mortar was originally glued in there and it's been removed. I've made what can count as a radio sitting on top of the ammo box, and I've just used one of the plastic wooden boxes you get in some of the sprues. I can't quite remember. I think it's the German Panzer 3s or 4s, at least for the desert, and made what can be mocked up to be a radio. I'll have some suitable crew to sit into it as well. So I'll get around to painting that at the same time for mid-war as well, because it's a C. Same time as I get round to these, which will be sometime, not any time soon, then I'll paint the command one. It might even be like as an objective marker, maybe with a motorcycle and sidecar combination. I've got a couple of them kicking about. So what I'm going to do next is just get these up here with the transport half-tracks, just to give you an idea of what a cool looking Panzer Grenadier division looks like. So let's start with mid-war. Here we can see company command, though I believe it's only one half-track now in version 4, plus 2 platoons of 4. You can see you may have seen these before, but I've got some mounted assault on the go with the Panzer Grenadiers leaping out of the half-tracks. And then support options you might want to think about, apart from the support half-tracks. I've got the big boys at the back there, the broom bars and the elephants. And then got some Marders, got some Wesps, a couple of Panzer IIs even, though I don't think they're necessarily a unit for Ghost Panzers. Grills, 15cm SIGs. This is not a valid list. I mean, you could make it a valid list simply by adding enough points to it, but I would imagine, I think all these options are available. But hopefully I'll give you a nice flavour for how a mid-war company can look. You'll notice there's no 3-tone camo anywhere. I've just got 2-tone camo. Or plain old Dunkelgelb. So there's mid-war looking nice and fresh before they get smashed to bits in the Kursk salient. Now late war. So here's the support half-tracks that I just finished, and you can see they tie in very nicely with the original half-tracks, even though I painted these guys such a long time ago, maybe about 6-7 years ago. There's quite a lot of half-tracks here, as you can see. but it's 3 boxes of 5, and I did run a list that had 2 platoons of 7 half-tracks. It was the Aufklärungs platoons in the Panzer Brigade. Hence, that's why you'll see lots of Panzer Gs. That's 8 Panzer Gs. And then some other support options for late war. We've got flak half, well, late or mid, in this case painted for late. Flak half-tracks, Hummels, Hornies or Nashorn, Panzer 470, Vs, a couple of Sturm Tigers. That was another bulge type list that I enjoyed playing. Sturm Tigers always failed to deliver on their promise. If they hit anything, it was like a celebration. But another strong, powerful looking force. Once again, certainly not a legal list in version 4. I don't imagine how many points it would be, but these reluctant guys in late war were all pretty cheap. But there you go. Now I'm going to put all the half-tracks on the table so you can see them all together. So here we go, folks. I might have enough German half-tracks. Having said that, I know I don't. There's a couple of gaps, but once those gaps are filled, that's it. I don't need anything else. And I do enjoy playing a Panzer Grenadier force. They can have their vulnerabilities in Flames of War, but in real terms, an armoured Panzer Grenadier formation was an incredibly flexible, powerful and mobile striking force. They could deal with dug-in opponents, either by putting down supporting fire, or they could move around, outflank, outmanoeuvre, but also just put down a huge amount of supporting and covering fire for the Grenadiers as they brought them right in close for the assault. So I hope you enjoyed that wee video of me look around some completed miniatures, folks. There's plenty of guides starting to come up on the channel for how to paint these things, so have a look. See how I do the airbrushing and how I paint the figures, detail the vehicles, the 88 box set in the classic section. It would be a good place to start for half-tracks and pin washes and such likes. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, guys. I'll try to keep these coming and see what else I can bring to the channel.